It is a long-awaited, long-anticipated new season for the NIU Huskies. This squad faced a lot of turnover in the offseason, about losing 49 players to graduation of the transfer portal, bringing in over 30 new players, and having to have a lot of new faces step up, not just guys out of the transfer portal who've seen little opportunities at their previous schools, but freshmen, true freshmen, getting chances to be out-and-out starters for this squad. And it's not an easy first task taking on Rutgers on the road, and this team has got to do it in the rain. Jalen Macon is going to, at least for now, be the starting quarterback. It was a rough year for him last season. He was one of the few players that stayed. We'll be talking about a lot of new starters, one of them being running back, true freshman Roxy Kennedy getting the start as he had an impressive camp. Now screen outside, here it is, the first career catch of Jalen Leanne, and the big-time wide receiver, his true freshman season, getting the start. And here goes Roxy Kennedy for a 12-yard gain and a first down, making to the air now. And how about one of the big acquisitions in the transfer portal coming over from Notre Dame? Former four-star tight end Cooper Flanagan sets up a third down and one situation where they sweep it out to Roxy Kennedy, and speed is not his calling card. He gets tracked down. If it was 4th and 1, maybe you go for it. Instead, 4th and 3, they punt. But an okay first drive of the season to get past midfield. Star player for Rutgers, running back Peyton Jones, transferring over from Duke this year, and he is going to have the out-and-out opportunity to fill the role of past Rutgers running backs like Kyle Monungai, as the first down achieved there by quarterback Ethan Schultz as they hand it off to another one of their running backs, Jalen Callaway. They have a lot of backs that they are going to utilize today. As Schultz to the air, there's Peyton Jones over the middle. Jones going to be the main one as he's back in the backfield once more, and this time getting the handoff. Miles Graham gets in there for a tackle for a loss. The single best player in spring ball for us might have been Miles Graham, transferring over from Florida, and we're happy to have him because he has been a game changer for this defense on the practice field, but it's not resulting in much right now. Peyton Jones with a big run, but he's hurt. His team does have a deep backfield, but they will be missing their best player right now as Callaway in the backfield got the catch. Gain of 6, second down and 4. Read option, Schultz, and he's getting stopped in the backfield. Miles Graham again with a tackle for loss. Moves it to third down where Schultz, he's going to try a one-on-one ball up in the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Rutgers! And that's KJ Duff. And that's over cornerback Armstrong, who is definitely the sore spot of this defense. Cornerback has been a struggle, losing Jacob Finley hurt. We got Bakari Swain, and look at Roxy Kennedy! A nice run to start our drive. 18 yards on the play, and now a handoff. That's Amir Smith, who's seen some action last season as the number 3 running back. He loses 2 as Macon is going to throw on the run. Jalen Leanne with the grab. He's got 7 on the play. Sets up third down and 5. They're going to throw one for Miles Kendrick in the big body. Miles Kendrick transferring over from Indiana's got the first down. Second down and 10 for Macon. He's going to get hit as he's throwing, and that ball floats to the ground. Third down and 10 as they'll go play action. Pressure in the face of Macon. It's incomplete. 4th and 10, and this is a long field goal try for Seibert. It's going to be from 57 yards in the rain, and that kick is not even close. That was an awful kick. I don't know if he just hit that ball wrong, but Seibert, number 30, you can see, I don't understand what happened here. He is not weak-footed. He's the strongest kicker we got on the team, and he just, I guess, missed the football dead on, made poor contact. Maybe the rain impacted the kick, whatever it is. That was a bad one, and now Rutgers is going to get amazing field position off of it. Second down and 8 for Schultz to start the second quarter. It's caught on the RPO, and Schultz is dealing. Jonathan Praylor with the grab, and he's got another one here in the dig screen. Praylor for a gain of 10, and it'll be second down and inches. Callaway is going to get stopped in the backfield, loss of 2. We haven't seen Peyton Jones come back in, but it hasn't stopped this offense as Praylor's got another first down as they go with a handoff here to another one of their running backs, Jashawn Benjamin. It looks like Peyton Jones is not going to be able to return for this one, but their run game is still thriving right now. They're at the 15-yard line. Pass underneath. It's caught, and he's reaching for the first down. Not quite. At the 6, though. Screen outside. KJ Duff make it 2 touchdowns in the first half, and Rutgers off to a fast 14-0 lead here as we are now inching towards halfway through the second quarter. Roxy Kennedy on the screen. He is a pretty effective receiver, but it's going to be a loss of 4. Defense had that one figured out. And making 3rd down and 14. He wanted Kendrick on a jump ball. It's incomplete, and a punt. The punt is not even the issue as much as it is the inability to move the football and giving them great field position. They start the drive in our territory, and Ethan Schultz on the read option. 1st down and a gain to the 31-yard line, as now they're in position to maybe take a 3-score lead. Miles Graham makes the tackle there to set up 3rd down and 4. They're going to sweep it, but he's going to cut it back the other way, and Benjamin not going to get that 1st down, so at least a stop this time around. It will be a field goal, though. 17-0 your score. And I feel like this game was a really big indicator of what this team could be like this year. With all these new players, you expect things to maybe be a little bit slow, but I'm really scared of what this team's potential could be for this year if this is how they're coming out in the first game of the season. And I don't know if there's really blame to be put on one specific person, but Roxy Kennedy lining up in the slot there. He's got the grab. Kennedy's touching the football a lot. They got a lot of trust in this guy. Is making hit as he's throwing in the face of pressure, incomplete. And now, is that going to be a false start? We knew this offensive line was going to be the biggest issue this year. Malcor transfer, that was our starting left tackle, and no one really came in to fill that gap. So now making 3rd down and 15. He's taking a shot, Dave. It wouldn't land, and it's picked off. Rutgers 17-0, and now a pick with under 2 minutes to go in the half, and things are looking rough. This was a bottom 5 offense in college football last season, and we can maybe give them some grace to say that there's a lot of changing pieces, moving parts here that are different, and you got to just give them a little bit of time. But how much time do you give these guys? As Schultz on the read option, 33 seconds to play. That football is on the ground. It's a fumble, but Rutgers hangs onto the ball. 20 seconds to play, and I think they might have gotten themselves just enough for field goal range, as they're going to run up. No timeouts, but they have plenty of time to spike this football. They'll get it down with 11 seconds to play. Try a 52-yarder kick is through the uprights. It's good, and we are on to halftime. 20-0 is your score, and I mean, a lot of things are not going well for this offense, but maybe you do start and say Jalen Macon maybe isn't better this year, or maybe he's just not the guy. We said that if you've seen another quarterback play, just know disaster strikes. But right now, disaster could be striking, as it's a broken sack and a 1st down. Schultz is delivering pass after pass to receivers. I don't think he's got a single incompletion today, as Schultz pressured, sack, finally something. J.J. Hanna coming over from Georgia, starting edge rusher this season. We'll see if he can have a big year. 2nd down and 16. Schultz underneath, got the tight end, and he'll get 7 yards, so he'll get the sack yards back, but it'll be 3rd down and 9, and brought down in the backfield. That's Baraka Rugamba, one of the number of true freshmen getting a start, as Macon rolling out. He's backed up all the way to his own 9-yard line, but he will get a couple of yards there. Sets up 3rd down and 5. Macon wide open, Givens, and he just dropped it. And that's not even on Macon, but another punt that's going to result in great field position. Return gets him like 10 yards, but that already puts them on the fringe of field goal range, as that's Schultz with another completion. The defense ain't looking all that great right now either, but I can't really get too mad when every single possession is starting in enemy territory. Already in the red zone, handoff, and he's got a lot of room inside the 10-yard line, and Rutgers with the pop pass, he's got a lane, and there's a flag down, and maybe we finally caught a little bit of a break here. It's going to be a hold, so Rutgers backed them up, but still at the 19-yard line, 2nd down and goal. There's Collins getting in there, and he is going to get the tackle for loss. He's coming over from Oregon State to be the starting defensive tackle, and on 3rd down, they allow some yards, but not enough to get into the end zone. They're content taking a field goal. It's 23-0 right now, and this offense is ice cold. Macon over the head of Leanne, had him open, just missed it. 2nd down and 10. Macon throwing in coverage, could have been picked, not gonna be. 3rd down and 10. Macon to the air once more. He's gonna try a shot up top, and that was Roxy Kennedy. I don't know why you're throwing a jump ball maybe to your running back, but that's gonna be another punt, and look where they're fielding this punt again. Another great starting field position, but they might not even get starting field position. He's gonna take it all the way. Punt return, touchdown. 30-0 is the score, and changes need to be made. During spring ball, I said if you seen Carlyle play as a freshman, just know something went wrong. Well, I didn't expect it to be in week one. Carlyle's out here. It's 30-0. Why not see what the freshman's got as he completes a 5-yarder. 3rd down and 5 as Riley is going to throw over the middle, and there's Gary Givens with the 1st down to the 44-yard line, and finally a 1st down, moving the chains a little bit as Riley is going to find an open man. There you go, Gary Givens, 2 straight, as they're finally in enemy territory once again, as Riley is going to roll left. He's just going to throw a dangerous ball, but he fit that in there. Givens couldn't hang on. 3rd down and 8. Riley has got Flanagan. Tough grab, couldn't make it. 4th down. Why not go for it? What do you have to lose? And how about you find a wide open Roxy Kennedy for the 1st down? And this is the best this offense has moved the football all game, as Cooper Flanagan's got the catch for a gain of 8, and in the red zone you go. Handoff. Roxy got the 1st down to the 14-yard line. And now with just a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, Cash finds a receiver. Givens, nice low pass to give him a chance to shield himself. 3rd down and 2. Roxy inside the 5. 1st down to the 2-yard line. And Kennedy in the backfield once more. Handoff. Touchdown. Roxy Kennedy closes out the 3rd quarter with the score. I don't know if a comeback's possible, but at least some positive momentum as the 2-point conversion's good. That was a nice ball, so now let's go for the onside kick. Down by 22, not impossible. It's a good kick, but what are you doing, Armstrong? Why did he dive out just to touch that football a yard too early? That was actually a great onside, and Rutgers instead is going to take over. And even though it wasn't by way of a bad offensive possession, well, would you look at that? Good field position to start for Rutgers. 3rd down and 6, though, and he's going to spin off one tackle, but how about a 3 and out? And from the 42, they are going to punt it. They don't try a 59-yarder. They don't go for it. They're just going to put the defense out there and say, hey, maybe that was a fluky possession. Little pop pass. Jalen Leanne with it to the edge. Jalen Leanne, he's got 20 plus and gets all the way to the 28-yard line. Now 2nd down and 10 from the 28. Riley up top for Flanagan. Nice job on the defense. That was a little bit of a dangerous pass to be throwing. 3rd down and 10. The spot now as Riley's rolling. He's throwing. Pass for Leanne a little too low. 4th down and 10 from your own 28. Gotta go for it if you want a chance. Riley designed rollout. He's got an open man. It's Jalen Leanne. Is he gonna go? He is 72 yards. Don't turn off the TV just yet. I think we might have a comeback on our hands. 30-14 is your score, and another 2-point try. Riley is going to throw over the middle. He's got it, and it's down to a 14-point game with 8 minutes to play. Still plenty of time, and NIU got the momentum here. Riley has sparked a little bit of energy. How about a sweep? And there's Miles Graham. He's got the stop, and there's a flag down. It's going to be a hold, but obviously you're not going to accept that one. Miles Graham with another tackle for loss. He's flying right now. It's 3rd and 9. Schultz, will it be another 3 and out? Passes a little high, but it's going to be close. Not quite. We're getting the football back with 7 minutes to play. Riley got it to Leanne. Another 8-yard play. Leanne having a 120-yard debut. Riley throwing up top. It's intercepted. And maybe that was the bleeding that needed to be stopped for Rutgers. They get the football back. And Riley, a little too aggressive there, but that's kind of his thing. He's a hyper-aggressive player. And Miles Graham with another tackle for loss. How about 3rd and 12? Will it be a 3rd straight 3 and out? Yes, it will be. Rugamba got in there. And Riley, no harm done maybe, as he gets the football back just a minute later. Givens with a grab for a gain of 6. 5 minutes to play. You still got time. And there's Cooper Flanagan over the middle. Flanagan past midfield of the 47-yard line. New set of downs as the clock is ticking right at 5 minutes. Man in motion, they fake the pop pass. And Riley rolling. He's got a wide open Flanagan. Cooper inside the 20. Spins away. Flanagan down to the 9. We can cut this to a 1-score game. Cooper Flanagan has us 9 yards away from a 1-score game. Riley gonna keep it. And Cash, not much of a runner, but he gets 2. 2nd and goal from the 7 blitz in, and Riley hit, and it's gonna be incomplete. 3rd down and goal. Riley rolling, moving right. He's got Kennedy short. 4 yards to go on 4th and goal for the game potentially. Riley, he's got it off target and tried to get it to Givens, and it's not going to work out. But this Rutgers offense has not been able to get a first down, and they're in a spot where they can get another 3 and out, backed up in their own end zone, and he's not going to get to the edge. How about another stop and another try with 2.5 to play? Shot up for Leanne, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 10, 2:20 to go. Riley rolling left, and that pass is going to be in between 2 receivers. Nobody in the area. 4th down and 10. Riley, last chance. It's got Givens. Givens is going to go all the way. Touchdown. We are down to a 1-score game from 30-0 to 30-23. I don't know what I'm watching right now, but this defense, can they get another 3 and out? 2nd and 1 the situation. Rush outside. Stop for a loss. Chambliss got in there. 3rd down and 4. He sweeps. He's stopped again. I don't know what is happening right now, but the punt, under 2 minutes to play. Huskies got it, and it's a solid return past the 40 to the 42-yard line. And Riley and the offense, they have a shot. They have a chance. And Riley rolling right. His reckless and dangerous style of play is helping us out. How about Givens with another big gain to the 29? This is unbelievable. Riley's over 300 yards, and he came in the 3rd quarter. Riley outside. Leanne. And that's going to be a gain of 7. 22 yards away. 3rd down. Go to Kennedy. He gets 1. We got 4th and 2. 40 seconds to play. Direct snap. It's going to be Kennedy. 1st down. They wanted to just make sure they got the 1st down. Timeout used. They're out of timeouts now. 35 seconds to play. Riley rolling. He's going to look. He's going for the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up from Kendrick. 30 seconds to play. Riley, free rusher. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Riley fakes the toss, and he's just going to get in the face of pressure again. Throw it out to Martin Elena, and that'll be setting up 4th and 5. This is going to be it. Your last play of the game. Clock ticking down. 2, 1. Riley. End zone. He's got a man, but he missed him. No, he missed him. With the game on the line. The tie was there. You could have went for 2 for the win, and he just missed it on the last play of the game, and the magical comeback that was almost made. Ethan Schultz for Rutgers, I mean, he only had 1 incomplete pass all game. Cash Riley checked in, completed just 17 of 36 passes, but for over 300 yards. An unbelievable performance from this team in the second half, offensively and defensively, to come out here, have over 300 yards of offense in the second half, and to essentially not allow Rutgers to touch a single 1st down in the entire 4th quarter. That was an incredible ending of that game, and for a team that was down 30-0 and everything looked dead in the water, and you were sitting there wondering, how much longer will Coach Easy even get with this team if you came out this flat with your own coordinators, your own roster, your own situation, and you came out that flat? You can say, hey, give them some time, but you can't have that bad of a performance. But then you look at the second half and everything that went down, couple adjustments made, a QB change, and it just changed everything. And if that game was a little longer, you can say NIU would have won. If that was how they were playing from the start, they would have dominated that game even. It was incredible. And I think now you have maybe a little bit of hope for this squad, because even though it is a loss, you took on a Big Ten opponent on the road and took the fight to them. Miles Graham, as advertised, was incredible. Roxy Kennedy had some nice moments. He wasn't able to get the football a whole lot in the second half, but he did pretty well. Jalen Leanne, speaking of as advertised, was every bit the star that we wanted him to be, having a 72-yard touchdown to make that comeback really feel possible. So, not a great start to the season on the record books, but I think I'm pretty happy with the team's performance overall, the way that they battled back. I don't think you can be unhappy with the way that this team was able to fight, and I think it's pretty clear to see, even though Cash Riley has his flaws, maybe that should be the quarterback for this team this early on. Jalen Macon just didn't spark our offense the way that he did, but Now we got more to get into, because how about some recruiting stories for this year to start off the year with a new batch of recruits, a new batch of stories, and a new batch of guys that we have to talk about this year. How about we introduce you guys to the #1 ranked receiver in the nation this year? How about Coco Reynolds, 6'4", 217 pounds. I don't think you're going to find a more complete wide receiver in the nation coming out of high school this year. This dude has the size, the athleticism, the route running ability. He has just about everything you need to be a true #1 wide receiver, not at just the college level, but maybe one day at the NFL level. He has incredible movement ability. You think 6'4", maybe a little stiff, and maybe if you have that straight line speed, you're not maybe much of a lateral mover, but he is a smooth mover. His game is not just going up and getting the football, though that is what he does best, going up through contact, 1 defender, 2 defender, red zone, acrobatic grabs, and a great catch radius. It's not just that, though. He's able to operate inside the numbers, outside the numbers, short, intermediate, deep, all 3 levels. He's not much of a slot guy. I think you have opportunities to play him in the slot, and I think if you want the only real big knock on him, it could be a little bit of separation. He is one of those more physical guys that is able to maybe not have elite top end speed, but more so is comfortable making catches in contested and in traffic, but you're not always going to make them. Even though his rate is higher than most guys you'll find in the country, it still isn't ideal. You want to play yourself into open areas. Sometimes he'll struggle with that, but still his skill set is special. And if you want a comparison, I know this is going to be high praise for one of the best wide receivers of the 2010s, but AJ Green comes to mind when you think of Coco Reynolds. He has everything you want to maybe be that high-end level talent, and AJ Green went to Georgia, was a first-round pick, ended up being well over a 10,000-yard wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, and still to this day might be an underrated player. But Coco Reynolds reminds me a lot of that, and he has, no surprise, interest from Georgia, but obviously the top other schools want him too. Alabama, Texas, Oregon. It seems like that's going to be his final decision, one of those 4 teams. You know, a lot of the times we talk about these prospects that got like these crazy backstories or, you know, different history. That came from one place, their family situation was another thing, brothers and sisters and all this other stuff, but sometimes you just get a dang good football player. And for the #1 wide receiver, Coco Reynolds, he's not only the #1 receiver, he would not only blow any receiver out of the water from last year's recruiting class, but he is the #1 overall player in the nation. So Coco Reynolds might be the best freshman wide receiver coming into the world of college football, maybe even since Jeremiah Smith, and we'll see where he lands. Can he have the success of a guy like Jeremiah Smith? Can he have the success of a guy like AJ Green, who I compare him to? Time will tell, but it's going to be exciting to see where this career ends up unfolding and where he will land, what he will do, and how good he will be. After what was a wild week 1, the Huskies get to make their home opener as they are going to be taking on Nevada. So we have a lot to really kind of prove after that first game. Was that, you know, last quarter and a half a fluke? Was what Cash Riley did just simply a quarterback coming off the bench and the team wasn't prepared and it was just the right guy at the right time and they weren't ready? Happens a lot with backup quarterbacks where they come off the bench and you don't got film, you don't got tape, you don't got preparation, they just weren't ready. Today the opposition is ready and Nevada knows Cash Riley is starting today and they will be having the football first. Riley will have his first career start taking on Nevada, and his first throw of the game is going to be to wide open Cooper Flanagan. Had a massive week last week and an awesome debut for the Huskies as he was one of the many successful players to start off his career on the right foot when it came to his performance. How about 4th and inches to start the game? And it's going to be a caper for Roxy Kennedy and a first down. Replacing Telly Johnson and Jalen Poe is not an easy task for a freshman, but Kennedy is looking to staple his claim as this team's top back, but we have other guys in the backfield waiting for their opportunities. How about Cooper Flanagan for another first down? We got to see a little bit of Amir Smith, a little bit of Martin Elena last week. We're going to get to see a little bit more of them in the coming weeks as Riley delivers a first down. He'll go back to the air, moving right, releasing in the pattern is Flanagan, his 3rd grab of the drive, and Flanagan's going to be banged up after a couple of grabs and that will be unfortunate. 3rd down and 3. Kennedy not going to be able to get the first down. This time they're going to go for the field goal. Seibert hit a bad one last week, and this week he hits another one that's not too good. The power was there, the accuracy not even close, as now Nevada takes over, and we got to talk about their special acquisition. Jelani Watkins, one of the fastest players in the nation, finished 3rd in the 100 meters at the 2025 Outdoor NCAA Championship. He's a 4-star wide receiver prospect transferring over from LSU to finally get an opportunity on the field, and Watkins definitely more talented than any other player on this Nevada roster, and he scares us quite a lot. 3rd down and 3 is the situation now as they throw outside, and the tight end's got it for the first down. Quarterback is A.J. Bianco as we send in the blitz. Pressure got in, and Owen Chambliss with the sack. It was a big day from Miles Graham. How about the other transfer linebacker? Chambliss getting a sack. 3rd down and 12 for Bianco as he's got a lot of time in the pocket. Pressure not getting in, and one got there, and finally someone gets open. Marquise Ashley for the first down. That is awful pass rush that time around, as now Frank Stye, one of the other true freshman starters at middle linebacker, is going to get the stop. We're really excited about what this linebacking core has for us as Bianco over the head of his tight end Fleck, and that'll set up a field goal try. We missed our field goal. They hit theirs, and we'll be down 3-0 as NIU with the play action to start their drive. Riley has got a man. That's going to be Miles Kendrick for the first down. Kendrick kind of maybe got lost in the shuffle a little bit behind some of these other receivers, as we actually are a little excited and optimistic about this team's weaponry as 3rd down and 11 hits. Riley underneath. There goes Kennedy, and he's close but not quite. 4th and 1, going for it. His team wants to be a little bit more aggressive this year, and Riley rolling out. He's not the fastest, and he throws it over the head of Kendrick. And now turning it over, great field position for Nevada, and Fleck's got a big gain. We do not want to have another run in with some issues with field position for us, as now 2nd down and 6. That's going to be a catch for a gain of 3. Sets up 3rd and 3 from the 17, and that's going to be an open man. Guess who? Jelani Watkins. Touchdown. And the left side, Armstrong at cornerback, has definitely been the worst player on our defense, as Riley somehow throws that one for a 9-yard gain, as now we check into the game Amir Smith, and he'll have a first down run. Really nice, 10 yards. And moving to the 39-yard line. 2nd quarter, 8 minutes to go, as Riley is going to throw one over the middle, incomplete. That was a dangerous ball. Can't be throwing those. It's 3rd down and 10, and Riley just has to check it down. No one was open, and it's going to lose a yard. So 10-0 Nevada, and a punt. You can't really afford to go down 30-0 this week. You don't have a backup quarterback to pull off the bench to try to save you. As a flag is down, 3-and-out situations going to be achieved, as it's going to be a holding penalty. So the pass is broken up regardless. We'll just decline the penalty, take the football back, and Riley now from the 35-yard line sweeps it out, and then cutting it inside. It's Martin Elena getting the carry. I'm happy to see Martin Elena getting a little bit involved as Riley double move, and there's going to be Cooper Flanagan with the grab. Flanagan has been awesome so far in the first 6 quarters of his Husky career. We're excited to see what having a Notre Dame tight end is going to be able to do for us, as underneath Jalen Leanne, spin move, and a first down for Jalen as he gets to the 17-yard line. Now a handoff. Amir Smith getting another carry. It's Smith. Leanne blocking downfield, gets us to the 3-yard line, as now sweeping it, cutting it back the other way. It's Martin Elena. Touchdown. And the first of the career from Martin Elena. The later arriving 2-star spark plug running back is seeing playing time as a freshman, and he is really making the most of it, as that's going to be a nice play on the outside. First down for Nevada as Bianco hands it off, and that's not going to go far. He'll lose 2 yards. Now sets up 3rd down and 9 for Bianco as he's hit as he's throwing. Well, what a delivery! And a first down for Jonah Wilson. That is how you deliver under pressure, but you can't get away from that pressure. Sessions with the sack, loss of 6. And that will set up 2nd down and 16. Screen. A lot of room for Ashton Hayes. And the blocking is phenomenal, as he's going to get all the way to the 26th, 3rd down in inches. And there's Miles Graham. Miles Graham shooting the gap. It's 4th and 4. Nevada's going for it. Bold call. And Bianco's going to reward them with a first down. But man, Miles Graham is so special. How did he slip out of the grasps of Florida? As Miles Graham's going to be out there. You know, Bakari Swain, one of our other top prospects, brings down that receiver. As now 3rd down and 9. Bianco's going to run it again. And Bianco for the 1st down. Maybe got to get a spy in there as he's going to do a design keeper. And he breaks a tackle. And down to the 1. 2nd down and goal. 37 seconds to play. Got to hold them to a field goal. And that's going to be a stop in the backfield for a loss of 2. 3rd and goal. Bianco. A lot of time. Underneath Jelani Watkins. Touchdown. I said Jelani Watkins was by far the most talented player on this team, and he's already got 2 touchdowns to prove me right, as Martin Elena on a screen's going to get a solid gain, maybe set up a Hail Mary try, as Riley gets sacked, and, you know, wanted to go and replicate an Aaron Rodgers type Hail Mary, but not going to happen. We'll be on to halftime. 17-7 is your score, and Nevada, it's been Jelani Watkins' game right now. 2 touchdowns for him. And right now, you're not looking maybe as crisp as you were in the second half of that Rutgers game. But, hey, with the way this team played in the second half last week, maybe you got a lot of hope and a lot of belief that they can go and make some halftime adjustments just like they did last time and come out here and succeed as the blitz is set in. Dialed it up, and Chambliss gets his 2nd sack of the game. 3rd down and 15 for Bianco, as he's got a lot of time. It's been really inconsistent pressure. It's either a lot of time or no time, but we'll get it to 4th and 15 on the incomplete passes. They will punt it. And Taylor back to return this one, as he will get it at the 40-yard line. Go past the 50, and a solid little 11 to 12-yard return. They're going to start to drive with a little Roxy Kennedy action as he cuts it left. And Kennedy for a gain of 6 from the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Martin Elena with the carry, and Elena's got the 1st down. And we're maybe going to see a little bit more trust from Martin Elena. We love what we've been seeing from him in practices. There's Cooper Flanagan, speaking of what we love to see. Flanagan's 5th grab of the game. Seems like that injury from the first drive is not hurting him too bad, as Kennedy to the outside. He's got it to 1st and goal from the 9. As now you go play action. They bite. Riley's got time. He's got an open man. Drew. Touchdown. And you do all that work if you're Cooper Flanagan just for the number 2 tight end to come in and steal your touchdown. But we'll take it regardless. We're down to a 3-point deficit as 17-14 your score. Handoff. Ashton Hayes fighting. And Hayes, nice job to get 10 on that play. Looked like he shouldn't have gotten nearly that much. Blitzing, and Graham got in there. But Hayes on the outlet gets the 1st down, and more. And Hayes running it well. He takes the handoff, and look who meets him. Miles Graham slowed him down. 3 guys got in there. 3rd down and 11 for Bianco. Hit as he's throwing. This team is far from complete, but there's some pieces that really excite me right now. As Martin Elena on the grab. Going to be a gain of 6. 3rd quarter winding down, under 2 minutes to play. Kennedy not going to get the 1st down. It's 4th and 2. Now about doubling down from that 4th down call earlier. Going for it again. Martin Elena for the 1st down. And the trust to give Elena the carry on 4th is huge. 3rd down and 9 situation here is over the middle. Kendrick, 1st down, but there's a flag. And this one is coming back. Offensive line hasn't been allowing a whole lot of pressures, but I mean, some of the holds have been really crucial. We'll get a couple of those yards back, and it'll be a false start. So back us up 10 yards, move us up 5, and we'll be set with a 3rd down and 14. Riley design rollout. He's going to throw this one for Leanne. That ball target was a little bit off. That one had a chance, but you got to throw that one a little further out, as now we set up 3rd down and 7. Chambliss a little shaken up on the play. Blitz sent in, and it's a sack. That's Holton coming in at the safety spot, and we take the football back. Some well-timed blitzes have been there, and Gibbons open for the 1st down and a gain of 17. 4th quarter underway, 8 minutes to go. Play action for Riley. He's rolling, he's throwing, and incomplete for Kendrick. 2nd down and 10 the situation as Riley blitz set in from the right side. He's got an open Flanagan. He gets past the linebacker. 54 yards, Cooper Flanagan. And a touchdown for the lead. NIU has maybe got themselves one heck of a tight end here. And I don't know what you expect from a Notre Dame guy. Those guys are taught well. Those guys are trained well. Notre Dame maybe should have gave him a bit more of a chance. As now 21-17 your score. Bianco finds an open man right up the seam. Ashley for the 1st down, and Bianco's had a solid game, just had a couple of hiccups, but this ball, speaking of hiccups, that should have been picked up, but Frank Stye got his hands on it. Still a good coverage play, as now 2nd second down and 10 turns to 3rd and 2 with a nice run from Hayes. 3rd down and 2 is going to be Hayes out of the backfield, and he gets the first down. And just like that, Nevada driving at the 25-yard line, put him in the red zone now, as that pass is going to get them 6. From the 18, they go with a handoff. That's going to be the backup running back getting 4. 3rd down and inches. Hayes checks back in, and he'll try to run for it, but Collins gets in there. And they're going to go for it on 4th down and 5. Big situation underneath Jelani Watkins. And just when they need a big play, it's Watkins again. He hasn't had a bunch of catches, but he's had a bunch of big plays. Session with the sack. And even though he's celebrating, he's a little banged up. 3rd down and goal as they got time. A lot of time, and it's caught. He falls forward. Touchdown. And once again, the inconsistencies, either instant pressure or no pressure has been the spot here. 3.5 to go, and you're down by 3. So Cash Riley in a game-winning situation. He's got Cooper Flanagan wide open. Flanagan with the stiff arm, and Cooper Flanagan, how are you so good? Roxy is going to get 5 as Riley now from the 44 is going to go over the middle. Leanne can't hang on to that one. That one was in traffic. 3rd down and 5. 2:40 to play. Riley, he's got Leanne. He's got a step. Touchdown, Jalen Leanne. And another big score for Leanne. And this one gives us the lead with just 2.5 to go. Cash Riley does it again from distance, and we got ourselves a 4-point lead right back where we were as Jelani Watkins gets the first down grab for Nevada. 2-minute warning approaching. Bianco throwing underneath, and that's just way off. We move it to 3rd down and 11 as Bianco steps up and throws in the tight end, and Fleck can't hang on. It's 4th and 11. Game-changing shot for the defense as Bianco to Fleck again, and Fleck can't hang on again. Tough grab to make, and NIU takes over to 1st down, can win it. Roxy gets 1. Go back to Amir Smith on the ground this time. He gets 1. And then Leanne's going to have a keeper in the Wildcat, and Leanne, he'll get 4. But we'll just settle for the field goal. Cyber, trust is shaky in him, but he knocks it through. And it's still a 1-score game, but now Nevada out of timeouts, just 90 seconds to go. And you got Miles Graham making a quick tackle there. 3rd down and 8. Bianco, he's got time. Collins trying to rip through, but he can't get there. And a 1st down. And they got to hurry it back to the line. 60 seconds to play from the 32. He's rolling right. Bianco's going to try to run for it. And there's Miles Graham to chase him down, make him slide, and only a short gain. 40 seconds to play as Bianco, everyone's covered, and he's got to get rid of it. He does, out of bounds. 4th down and 7, game on the line. Bianco, final chance. He's got time, but no one's getting open. Ball, Watkins can't hang on, and NIU's going to win it. And defense hangs on in the end, and the offense lights up the scoreboard in the 4th quarter with 17 points, and Cash Riley has himself an awesome first career start. And what a job from this team, bouncing back the way that they did. And you maybe thought, was that 4th quarter situation at Rutgers, was it a fluke? Was this offense really able to make those big plays? Was Cash Riley really able to be a quarterback this early on as a starter? Was he crazy for only committing to NIU because he wanted to play and not develop and not go to a bigger school to maybe just sit the bench for a year or two? Well, maybe he wasn't crazy, because that's one heck of a debut, and delivering a game-winning touchdown to Jalen Leanne is going to really raise the morale of this team, and the new faces are really making impacts here. I mean, it's just all of them. It's Cooper Flanagan having an incredible season so far. It's Chambliss with 2 sacks. It's Miles Graham being the best defensive player on the field. It's Bakari Swain. I mean, how many times have you seen anybody on the right side of the field catch a football? Bakari Swain hasn't made any crazy interceptions or done anything wild, but sometimes when you're a cornerback, not hearing your name called can also be a good thing. And he hasn't allowed much of anything on that right side of the field. Jalen Leanne's been spectacular. Roxy's been all right. You know, he's had some ups and downs, but the offensive line isn't really helping him out too much. Can't blame him too much for that. But Martin Elena got in. He got a couple of carries, scored a touchdown. It's all the new faces coming up big here. Even Miles Kendrick has had a couple of nice catches. Some of these secondary faces are making plays. Collins and JJ Hanna, all of them. The last 6 quarters of NIU football have been pretty good to watch, and You know, a lot of these new faces have been exciting, but it's not just the new faces on our school that are worth talking about. We have new faces around the country that are always worth talking about. And while, you know, the freshmen that we talked about in the previous year's recruiting class are not all on the field quite yet, some of them have made their debuts, and let's take a look at one of them. Colorado, Blaze Carlyle made his debut, and even though it was just against an FCS squad, he had his first career kick return touchdown in just his third game of his career, as Carlyle showcasing that track speed. We're familiar with that facing Jelani Watkins. Well, Carlyle's just as fast as he gets the kick return touchdown, and because you were facing, you know, a lower tier school, you got a little bit of playing time later on as well, and he gets his first career rushing touchdown. So it's great to see Blaze Carlyle succeeding at Colorado. And let's move on to talking about some of these other prospects that we'll be seeing in next year's college football world. I talked about it a little bit last year when we talked about Robert Morello, and the Texas edge rush scene is going to be hitting a real boom period the next couple of seasons. Now, Prince Sarentine, far from the best one, but if you want to look at a player that we actually have a chance to get, this is the one. 3-star out of Laredo, Texas. Sarentine has a lot of traits to offer, and he's one of those boom or bust type of edge rushers. Great raw physical traits, 6'4", 289 pounds, and you'd think at a guy who's almost 300 pounds, who can maybe play a versatile amount of positions. You're thinking maybe a 4-3 edge. Could he be a hand in the dirt or a stand-up guy? I think he has versatility to do both on the D-line, and, you know, even maybe has some interior potential if you want to bulk him up a little bit to 300. For us, though, we would prefer him to be on the true edge side and maybe be a stand-up guy for us, because he has great burst. You would think for his size, maybe not the best burst, but he explodes off the ball a lot of the times, and he's one of those guys where if you look at just the highlight reel, you're thinking, man, this dude could be special. And that's where the good and the bad is he looks special at times. He'll mow guys over. He'll use that speed to power really impressively. And there are times where he'll disappear a little bit. He'll struggle at times. He'll get locked up at times. And it's really frustrating, because it's like, if you could just get a consistent pass rush package, if you can just get a consistent bag of moves, then he could be really good, because he's an adequate run defender. You can play him on all 3 downs. His pass rush profile is really raw, and he does have some issues finishing plays and making tackles, but there's a lot here to like. And for a guy who flashes, can be an explosive, just throw him in on a pass rush situation early in his career, develop his bag, develop his moves, and then maybe he got something special. He's definitely a guy where, at the very least, solid, flashy, designated pass rusher who can give you some explosive reps. But on the high end, he could be really special as a true 3-down edge rusher. He's one of the top 5 guys on our board this year, and he's someone that we're targeting pretty heavily, because I think we need edge rush help quite a bit this season. So Prince Sarentine, one of our top prospects this year, and we'll see if we can land him and get one of those Texas edge rushers. How about time for a little Husky on Husky action? It's NIU versus UCONN, as we are at home back-to-back weeks, and a second to last non-conference game to start off things. In the next one, we'll be taking on Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith on the road. Let's not look too far ahead at that one, though. Let's see if we can head into that game 2-1 on the season, as UConn is a much more talented team than the Nevada squad that we faced. At no point last year did we have a winning record. It took us like half the season to just win a single game. So to come out here and have a chance at 2-1 is going to be huge. Wearing the red jerseys today as Cash Riley makes his second career start, and we'll see if it can go just as good as the first one. First time matchup between these two Husky squads, as Kennedy is going to get 3. Sets up 3rd down and 4. Riley over the middle. There's going to be Miles Kendrick. He cuts it back the other way, and Kendrick in enemy territory, and a nice play to start off this game as they sweep it to Martin Elena, and Elena getting a couple more carries potentially today, as the trust in him has gone up, as Amir Smith also in the game gets a 1st down. All 3 running backs got a carry on this first drive. Riley underneath. That's going to be Kendrick again, his second grab, and maybe wanting to see Miles Kendrick get more involved today. He's a talented player in his own right. As Roxy Kennedy inside the 5, down to the 3, and now Kennedy in the quarterback spot, hands it off. Martin Elena, touchdown! And Martin Elena back-to-back games with the score. Kennedy was supposed to be the guy with the nose for the end zone, but so far it's been Martin Elena in limited opportunities. Now this game for UCONN, we got ourselves a little advantage. An offensive line reshuffle. Tai Chan, the starting left tackle, is out. They moved their right tackle over to left tackle, and Tunde, who's been at UConn for a couple of years, is starting at right tackle, making his first career start. So a lot of shuffling on the offensive line. That's what happens when your left tackle goes down. The offense starts their game off with a 3 and out, and now for NIU taking the football back, it starts their drive off pretty poorly. How about a delay of game? They couldn't just get the play call in, and it's not like crowd noise is a factor. You're at home. It's a young team, though. Mistakes happen. 2nd down and 15 is the spot here as Riley gets in the face of pressure, and Jalen Leanne's got the grab for a gain of 8. 3rd and 7 as Riley has got him down over the middle. Gibbons can't hang on, and Gibbons has definitely been the most mistake-prone receiver so far this season. Couple of drops for him. UConn, though, after the first down, quarterback is going to be Ricky Collins throwing underneath, and that's going to be a grab for Javonte Vereen, their top tight end, as he's going to be a heavy target for them. And once again, there's Collins finding Vereen, and the tight end's got another big play. 1st down. Handoff now is Victor Rosa in the backfield. There's J.J. Hanna for the tackle for loss. 3rd down and 9. Collins stepping up and running. He's got a lot of room, and Collins slides for the 1st down at the 20-yard line. Minute and a half to go in the 1st quarter, and that pass is caught. Shamar Porter with it, as now goal to go. Rosa, open lane, untouched for the touchdown. Game is going to be tied up 7-7 with the extra point, as now the kickoff is going to be received. We have now put Martin Elena back there at kick and punt returner, as Elena takes the kick, goes right, and there goes Martin Elena past the 30, spin move, and a solid return to the 37. Nice job for Martin Elena getting his first start at return man, as now there goes Roxy Kennedy, and Kennedy's got 5 carries, 35 yards to start this 1st quarter. It's been a nice start for him. Flag is down. That ball's going deep, and that was a really impressive display of arm strength, as that ball a little bit further, and that was going to be dropped in the breadbasket for Jalen Leanne. It's going to be a hold, so it wouldn't have mattered, but 2nd down and 20. Sometimes Riley just decides to show off how special of an arm he has sometimes. 3rd down and 16 after a 4-yard pickup, as Riley, it is he's throwing incomplete, run right into an offensive lineman, have to punt the football away, so that holding really hurt us, as a tackle for loss. J.J. Hand is having a really nice start to this game, as throw out on the outside, going to be caught, and Vereen has the grab, but short of the marker. NIU offense back out there on a toss play. Amir Smith, nice block from the fullback, and that's going to get him 7 on the play, as now Kennedy back in play action for Riley. Got time in the pocket, and he's taking a shot deep, and Kendrick broken up, but liking to take a shot deep every once in a while. Riley is so aggressive, and he's doing it again. That pass is dangerous, but Cooper Flanagan, are you kidding me? What a grab. Kennedy now on the ground. He's got 10 in the 1st. Riley's gunslinger mentality is such a fun thing to watch, even if it's a little ugly at times, but you get some crazy plays like that, as 3rd down and 9, pass in the end zone, up there for Flanagan, touchdown, but there's a flag. And this play that was just so well done by Riley and Flanagan is coming back, and now sets up 3rd and 19. Another hold on the offensive line is going to cost them if Leanne can't make that play, which he can. And a field goal try. We have a new kicker starting this week. Seibert's been really bad. Noddy's going to get the start. He's a freshman. A lot more accurate, a lot less of a leg to him. So maybe on those shorter kicks, he's going to be the move as a sack comes in. 3rd down and 12, the spot for Collins, as he's throwing one up top over the head of his receiver. That one was close to being brought in if he got a little less on it, as the punt is going to be to Martin Elena, who fields it at the 50, and Elena is going to get about a 12-yard return, and will set up great field position, already right close to field goal range, as Leanne on the pop pass. Leanne spin move, and Leanne gets 6 on the play, and now probably in field goal range. It'd be inside 50 yards from here. Play action. Defender bites on and he tries to get him leaking out on the motion, and it's picked off. He tried to hit Kendrick, and it's picked off by Evans, and UCONN's got the ball back, and that is a first major mistake of Cash Riley's career. Thought that first interception would come a little bit sooner with the way he's flinging that football down the field. Speaking of flinging it down the field, it's going to be brought in. Shamar Porter with the first down, and a lot more, but the defense, J.J. Hanna's got another sack on him. And this is a really good performance for J.J. Hanna. Miles Graham gets the run stop there, 3rd and 16, so might be able to hold to a field goal here as Collins is got the completion but not going to get the first down, and they will have to try the field goal. So tie game through the uprights, good. 3 minutes to play in this half as Riley and the offense take the field after the interception. They try to sweep it. Elena got nowhere to go. They were swarmed to that one. No blockers were out in front either. 2nd down and 12. Riley screen. It's going to be Kennedy, and they'll get the lost yards plus more. And Jalen Leanne is going to be coming up limping on this play, and Leanne hurt. And that's not what you want to see from a guy as special as Jalen. As 3rd down and 6 hits, you got to go without him. You got Cooper Flanagan still, who's this team's leading receiver right now. Not just on this game, but overall this season. It's been all Flanagan. As that pass down the field, the double coverage is incomplete. 3rd down and 9 for Riley as he'll throw over the middle, and Kennedy can't hang on. That was a tough one to bring in for a running back, but still got to bring that one in for the first, as that pass is going to be caught for UConn, making a miss, breaking a tackle. That's an impressive catch and run for a gain of 9 as they go Collins on the read option. He's going to get the first down. Just under a minute to play, as it seems like UConn's pretty content with playing this one conservative here. With 30 seconds to go, they'll take their losses and go to halftime. So we are at a 10-10 game, and the battle of the Huskies pretty evenly matched so far. And NIU's offense, 233 yards, but the turnover was really the big one there. Only 6 rushing yards for UConn, as they have not been able to get much going on the ground. So we take over with UConn football first, as Collins finds a screen for a gain of 8. Now jump to 3rd down and 1. Rosa for the first down. Rosa has not found many yards, but he has found the end zone today as Collins in the shotgun. Quick pass underneath of the backup running back, and that'll be for a gain of 7. Collins over 150 yards on the day as they sweep to Rosa. Tried to make a cut, not gonna work, and that will be 3rd down and 3. Handoff to Rosa, and it's stopped in the backfield. As what a job from this team on the run game. As Jalen Leanne makes a screen, you can see Leanne though, he is not good after that one. It is just not gonna work for him. Leanne, after that grab, came to the sideline, said, yeah, I can't go. So Jalen Leanne's gonna be missing the rest of this game, and the ankle injury really going to set him back potentially. And that's kind of part of the struggle here. Leanne doesn't practice as much as the rest of this team. He practices less. He gets 1 day off to go take care of his sister. That's what happens when you don't practice and you're not on top of your game. But someone who is on top of his game, Cooper Flanagan, inside the 20, as Martelena takes the carry. Flag is down, and is this another back-breaking holding call at the wrong time? It's going to set us back to 1st and 20 from the 27-yard line. And Riley underneath just has to get rid of it. Kennedy would have been better if he just dropped it. 2nd down and 24. The spot is Riley. He gets sacked, and this is going to be another flag. It's going to be holding again. And this team was just in the red zone. Now back them up to the 41-yard line. They accepted the penalty, and NIU's just going to play it safe. They run the football, get 9, and then throwing a screen on 3rd down and 25. So this team does not play for the first down, but Kennedy gets a really nice game. Gets it all the way to 4th and 7. So nice job from Kennedy to do his thing to get this field goal, try to be easier. Kick is good, and it's a lead for NIU. 13-10 is a spot as Collins floated one downfield in double coverage, and Miles Graham, yeah, he can cover as well. He swats that one down. 2nd down and 10 as that pass on the outside brought in for a first. Just 2 minutes to go in this fast-moving 3rd quarter as Flowers on the carry is going to get a gain of 8, but Bakari Swain is now down, and Swain's been awesome so far for the Huskies, and him and Leanne hurt. Couple other guys a little banged up, and the offensive line struggling as Rosa finally breaks off a big run. But man, this NIU team is not deep, and Bakari Swain's the only decent corner on this squad. Everyone else is should not be playing, basically. They're all backups, so without Swain, I don't know how this team's going to hold up in pass coverage. As now the fourth quarter is underway, 3rd down and 7 from the 23. Be huge to get off the field here, as there goes Collins over the middle. It's going to be Graham getting there a yard shy. 4th and 1, and the field goal for the tie is good, so we needed to get off the field badly there. Swain probably not going to be able to return to this one, so we're going to have to do it without him as well, as Kennedy, he's losing 3, and this fourth quarter could not have come up to a more rough start, as Riley on the move gets Kendrick, and we're really going to have to lean on Miles Kendrick for any receiving production here today, as Roxy Kennedy has got the first down, gain of 6. As now from the 40-yard line, man in motion, they go to run. Kennedy has got another solid one, falls forward for a gain of 7. And now Martin Elena checks in. He takes the carry, and Martin Elena past the 40-yard line to the 39. And Elena with another nice play as Amir Smith checks in, but they go to Gary Gibbons underneath. It's been a great drive up until this point. 3rd down and 3, 6 minutes to play. Outside, there's Kendrick, and he's having his biggest game so far early on the season. As they go to fake, Riley in the face of pressure, incomplete. 3rd down and 10 as they go play action. Snap was a little low. Riley hit as he's throwing, probably a good thing because that one had high interception potential. Field goal on its way, and kick isn't strong, but it's accurate, and that's what we need. NIU got the lead 16-13 as Collins in the offense for UConn takes it over. What a spin move, and he gets the first down. He pulled that one out of nowhere. As now play action for Collins. He's rolling left. He's going to try to run for it. He's got room. And Collins slides for 8. Pass coverage holding up pretty adequately right now. But I'm still a little worried with Novakari Swain as Holton brings him down. And a first down is achieved. 4 minutes to go from the 42. Slant route. And there it is. Right on Bakari Swain's side. Armstrong's on that side now. And he's been the sore spot of this defense. Collins over the middle. Caught. And a first down and a nice gain to the 29. They're in field goal range to try to tie this game up. But they're looking for a lead. Collins outside. First down. And a 16-yard line red zone opportunity with just 2:40 to play. Slant route and it falls forward. Touchdown. UConn, once they started attacking, it really got ugly for this team. Does Cash Riley have any more magic left in him after what he's done in the first 2 weeks? 2-minute warning has hit from the 36-yard line. Riley over the middle. There's Gibbons. He's got it across the 50-yard line, and Gibbons to the 46. As now Riley to throw it. He's got time in the pocket. He's throwing it deep for Kendrick, and Miles Kendrick has got it. Touchdown! Miles in 101 reaches up and just brings that one in. Turns around in the end zone, is right in front of him, as now NIU's got the lead, but a wide open Vereen. UConn not wasting any time. 37-yard line, 90 seconds to play, as Collins over the middle, slant route. They've been really attacking Armstrong ever since he's gotten to that right side, as now 2nd down and 6. Over the middle, that pass over everybody, and that one had a chance to be picked off if we had a little bit more awareness out there. 3rd down and 6, Collins, all the time in the world. Open man, Vereen, and Armstrong brings him down at the 9. Goal to go. 42 seconds to play. They're taking their time. They don't need to rush. They can make sure this is the last drive of the game. 38 seconds to go. Play fake and checking it down outside. 1 man in the open field. He breaks through, but he steps out of bounds at the 1. 30 goal. 30 seconds to play. Rosa, touchdown. UConn takes the lead with just 30 seconds to play, and maybe NIU's magic has ran out a little bit this game, unless Cash Riley's got a miracle in him. NIU's got their timeouts, but they don't have much time, as they also have no Jalen Leanne, but Partridge checks in to get an 11-yard grab. 24 seconds to play from the 36. Riley has to get rid of it. Pass is incomplete, and you lost a couple of seconds on that one. Now under 20 to go, as Riley just checks it down. You don't really have much else to go with the football. You lose 7 seconds just to get 2 yards. And this one, not looking good. Is that pass incomplete? Gibbons, 9 seconds, 4th down and 8. Quick pass, and Gibbons has the first to set up a Hail Mary try at least. No timeouts and no time on the clock. Gotta go 53 yards in the battle of the Huskies. Riley, he's gonna launch it deep. 6 defenders in the area, and it's up in the air, and it's caught! Touchdown! Cooper Flanagan! He caught the Hail Mary! And the Huskies, and the Battle of the Huskies, NIU is the winner! Are you serious? The magic of Cash Riley is still alive! And the Huskies are 2-1 of the season. Every step of the way this season so far, it has been just when you think they're out of it, they're not out of it. They always have a chance, and with Cash Riley's arm and Cooper Flanagan jumping up over everybody to bring it in, a victory. Cash Riley has delivered again. And if you are a UConn fan, you gotta be distraught. Your opportunity to go 3-1 on the season is up and gone. And the Huskies of NIU are going to be victorious. Finally, a winning record for the first time under Coach Easy's reign. I don't believe what I just seen. That was special. That was an all-timer. That is a memorable moment. And I think we should just go and get to the next prospect highlight because I gotta recover a little bit before we wrap things up. Today is just a Texas kind of day when it comes to recruits, and let's talk about a really special player today coming out of Fort Worth, Tyrone Austin. As if you're familiar with everything that goes down in, not just high school football, little league football, you would know just how big football is in the state of Texas. It's almost a little unhealthy. Tyrone Austin came from a very heavy football family, as this is a family that has really not so much pressured, but encouraged their kids to go and play. Their father played high school ball, played college ball. Their mom was very heavily invested in the football team, cheerleader, was just a very big passion for the game, as their parents just wanted to also raise their kid in the fandom of football, little league, high school, and now on to college for Tyrone Austin, as he has been playing the sport his entire life. And you can tell with the poise that he has, as he has got one of the strongest arms in the nation, a true special thrower of the football. This is a dude with a cannon arm, a high-level passer, and I would say even maybe you could say some similarities to that of maybe Cash Riley and his play style. But with Austin, his arm is even stronger. He's even a better athlete, because even though I say limited run threat is a weakness, he definitely can run the football. He can move, and his pocket movement is crisp. His pocket movement is pretty dang good, and for him being a deep ball passer, I mean, it's about as good as it's gonna get. The only knocks on him is maybe he's a little too aggressive at times, and that's kind of the nature of what you get yourself into when you get a high-level vertical threat type of quarterback, who at times I think is maybe the biggest knock on him from a progression standpoint is just he needs to not be staring down his first reads. He has the confidence in himself to say, hey, I can make any throw that any quarterback can really dream of. I don't need to maybe get to my next read. I can fit that in a window. I can go and put that ball in a spot no one else can catch it. And sometimes he's right. Sometimes, though, there's just windows that should never be tried to be thrown into, and that's going to tighten up when you get into college and obviously the NFL. So for Tyrone Austin, though, a family of football. He's been playing football since he was basically able to walk. He's been wanting to throw the football his whole life. It's been quarterback or bust, and for a guy who's now a 5-star player in Texas, he is going to have his pick of just about any school he wants to go to, and to no surprise, the Longhorns want him. But how about schools like LSU that have put out Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels? How about USC putting out Caleb Williams? How about Ohio State putting out CJ Stroud? And a lot of these quarterback-heavy teams that put out first-round talents are going to be occupying a lot of Tyrone Austin's time. Probably not too shocking to hear that obviously his family has been along with him this entire ride, supporting him, happy for him, proud of him, and a little bit of almost like the healthier side of, when parents try to live vicariously through their children. There's a lot of unhealthy versions of that, and there's a lot of times where unnecessary pressure is put on these players. Tyrone Austin, though, is more so the good outcome of that, where the parents not only encourage it, but they are very respectful about it and have never pressured him and forced him to play football, but have said, hey, we're going to go and make sure you could do this to the best of your abilities. And for him, it's worked out. It's been great. And ever since he stepped foot at high school, took the job, has won state titles, and he is going to be moving on to college football, where Tyrone Austin is going to be in contention for one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football in a couple of years, and I'm not going to be surprised if you're hearing him called top 5 in an NFL draft in maybe 4 years' time. That's how talented he is. He's got all the tools. He's got all the talent. It's a matter of which one of these schools that have produced great quarterbacks in the past is going to land themselves another premier quarterback prospect and probably catapult themselves into national title contention, because it won't be long before he's competing for national titles and Heisman's and any other award you want to think of. And with all that, that will put an end to the first part of Season 2 of the Huskies Dynasty. As what a way to start it off. I couldn't have imagined more just craziness and madness and wild games, and I hope you guys really all enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is super helpful and super important to continue to get this series out. Let me know what you thought of the players and the new ones, how they performed, what you think this team's direction is, and how we're going to fare maybe next week, because we do get to face off against an Ohio State team and Jeremiah Smith that's going to be very devastating to our secondary, most likely. I will also say Jalen Leanne, Bakari Swain, they're A-okay. They're not going to be out significant amounts of time, so they'll be back for next game and next episode. So, like I said, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next one.